has been Wheel of the Mercenary King here with the Genesis budget deck. Again, I define a budget deck as something that, within trade and, sort of commons and rares sort of deal that's easy for anyone to achieve or get for themselves. Either through trade or straight up buying it, not more than $50 if I can swing it. And I think this deck absolutely makes it, as well as being, not competitive. Budget decks aren't competitive anymore, sadly. Though, don't get me wrong, someone who can kick ass with a budget deck can kick ass with an S deck. And I'm not saying that all S decks are great, I'm just saying there's a difference between budget and legit deck, you know what I mean. And this one is actually about the Mythgard series with Procyon. This is a deck I've been wanting to build for a very long time. I just never gotten around to it. I like Demon World Castle. It's an idea I like, but I never play because I have either something better or I'm just not inspired by it. Though I do like it. So for starters, we have two choices. Witch of Books, Prohibited Book, Cinnamon, and Vivid Rabbit. Vivid Rabbit is a grade 3 searcher, top 5. And I don't like her on principle, but it really helps with this deck. Not really for strides, but for... No, that reminds me. I should get out the strides. Not really just for strides, but also just to get more grade 3s out into your hand, which you can use to ride, because I do run a break ride in here. Himiko, which is a cheap card, just so you guys know. Because she doesn't have a cross break ride or anything like that. She's just Himiko. And she's got some pretty decent abilities. Oh, hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Boom. Ah, yeah. Doom Race Angels. Anyway. Anyway, this is when this unit attack hits the Vanguard. This unit boosted at grade 3 Raider Genesis. You can soul charge it. Put it into the soul and draw soul charge too. Now you're asking me, why aren't I playing the one that, soul charges every time you attack with a Vanguard? Well, that's in another deck, isn't it? But Amina Hoakari is a good choice. Trigger lineup, we actually want to keep it simple and not as aggressive as most Genesis decks because it doesn't allow as much draw. For Witch of Postolari, also I used up all my crits earlier. Bandit Danny, why do I run 4 draw, not like 4 stands? Because of how the Vanguard works. Since, this is budget and I assume that, you can probably get crits. This could be a crit. Let's not kid ourselves. This could be a crit. But this guy, he restands his units. So having a drive check where... excuse me. Where you restand some units after restanding them through stand triggers is bad. At least 5k gives you a card in hand because there's very few ways for you to get card advantage in this deck compared to other decks. Remember, you don't run draw triggers not because there's so much aggression, but rather because your aggression allows you to keep to build field either from the soul through the Witch of Frogs and Ravens, Melissa and Chamomile, or through Brunhilde's draw, or through Witches draw. 8 crit. But again, this guy should probably be a crit. Budget deck. Let's see here. 1, Witch of Frogs, Melissa. She's pretty good. When she's soul blasted, you can counterblast 1 and call her out from the drop zone. The reason why I run only 1 of her is because I'm running 13, 12, 8, but also because there's my Vanguard's counterblast heavy, and I need to be careful about that. I also need to have a little bit of potential for card advantage through soul blasting. Really, I could probably play more of these by taking out a few Siriuses, but as it stands now, she's done work for me, so I'll keep her. Especially early game. You get another boost early game, it's nice. So other grade 1s, 4 Arcanars. Again, all the Mythguards, well, I didn't say anything about it earlier, all the Mythguards are based around stars. And what he does is when Mythgard Arcanars goes into the top drop zone from your soul, so when a copy of him goes into the soul and you have a Genesis Vanguard, this unit gets plus 3k until end of turn. So let's say you have 2 out there and you soul blast 2. These each become 13ks. Boosters. And there's a grade 2 that does the same thing. So, he's pretty good. And there's ways to get them in soul, as I'll show you later. For Mythgard Siriuses, he's a 9k booster if there's a Mythgard Orion in the soul. So you get a nice, easy 20k column, which is lovely by many regards. Let's see here. Yeah, not really much to say about them. I like the aesthetic. They got sort of a RoboCop feel. Now this one is just sort of what I have lying around. I have 3 Svalins and a Flambois. Really, they should be 4 Flambois. Or 4 Protection Deity Kushinadas. Really you don't need maybe 1 Quintet Wall. But really the problem with Quintet Walls is that you lose things that you should really be putting in the soul. This is just sort of a proxy to show that, yes, you run 4 Sentinels. Perfect shield, perfect shield, perfect shield. Maybe a quintet, but probably a perfect shield. Alright then, so because both units run limit break, I play when this unit attacks, if you have a Genesis or rear guard with limit break 4, so in other words, if you say play Orion, if you play this guy as a rear guard and you place her here, she's an 11k attacker. Wording. This unit gets plus 3k. So 11k attacker. Can hit 24k with, Arcanar being boosted and everything. And let's see here. She's really just good. Good art. Solid. She'll do work for you. Point is. And she'll always do work. And then we have 4 Mythgard Dinabels. This is another one where if you Dinabola, if you Soul Blast the Dinabola, this unit gets plus 3k until end of turn. So, you Soul Blast 2 plus 6k, so it's a 15k column. So it can hit 28k columns if you have 2 Arcanars, which the same thing happened to because they become 13k column. 13k by themselves. Mythgard, he's an 11k attacker if there's a Orion, if there's a Sirius in the soul. So, there's ways to get him in the soul guaranteed, and I used to run him quite a bit during my early Genesis days, back when Iwagama Hime was a thing. Kind of a thing. So we have Oracle Queen Himiko. She's the first of the break rides, or one of the first anyway, along with Ashley and Ethics Buster and Gancelot and Vowing Saber Sword. Basically what she does is when a Genesis rides this unit, choose up to 2 of your Genesis rear guards and then get plus 5k. By the way, and you get your Vanguard plus 10k. That's for free, by the way. Her second ability is that Soul Blast 3, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, Soul Blast 3, draw a card. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, Soul Charge 1 plus 1k. So she's pretty good. First off, she gets cards in the soul. That's why I want to combo her up with where is she? Witch of Prohibited Book Cinnamon. Why? Because she goes in the soul, it boosts, all of a sudden you got 3 cards in soul, 4 cards in soul, excuse me. Because Witch of Prohibited Book Cinnamon is herself a soul card that can be soul blasted. Meaning that she pays for her own ability. And it's you. So she's good. Quite frankly, she probably doesn't deserve the triple rare label anymore, but she can be cheap. Almost everyone has at least one of her, I've found, unless you're a very new player. And she does work. And that's the thing about this deck. It does work. It is the working man's Genesis, not any of this guards or witches shit. I don't know. So here is 4 Mythgard Procyon. He's limit break 4. Soul Blast 6. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand all your rear guards with Mythgard in the card name. And then he has a second ability, Counterblast 3. Search your deck for up to 6 cards with different card name Mythgard. Switch up kits with different card name, Mythgard into the card name, and put them into your soul shelf of your deck. Really, in this deck, you'll get 5. Why? Because 1 Sirius, 1 Arcanar, 1 Dinalboa, 1 Orion, 1 Procyon. You can increase that. Here's something I prepared earlier. You can increase that to the full 6 because you can run female halt, which is plus 2k every time you drive check Genesis, which is all the time, and for Superba. The only problem with both of these is that they don't Soul Blast, which means that Arcanar and Dinalboa never go off. So basically, what you do is you counterblast 3, and then pull out 6 non-triggers, from the deck, and put them into the soul. So let's actually make a field here. Let's say that there's this here, and then let's say 2 Arcanars, a Sirius. Whoop. Are you serious? Yeah, I am serious. And then let's say a now Dinalboa and this guy. So let's say that you break ride. First off, let's put the plus 5Ks in the front row, just because. Let's assume we're not playing something that kills things all the time, so plus 5K, plus 5K. Already this is looking pretty good. 21K column here, 23 column here. So then let's say we counterblast 3, and we choose different things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we Soul Blast, Soul Charge 5. Now, already, let's say it went like this. We've Soul Charged, 3 from, from whatever, and there's also the fact that we Soul Charged some stuff from attacking with my break ride, that sort of thing. So really, we can hit some numbers because you want to Soul Charge quite a bit. Boop, 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 doop. So this is a pretty ideal Soul Charge. We got some triggers in there. We have some break rides that we don't really need to be there, so on and so forth. Okay, so let's say this is how the attack pattern goes. Attack, 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 attack. Then this is 19k. First off, you Soul Blast 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, and draw a card. Then you Soul Blast 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, I nearly made a mistake. This card needs to stay in the soul, so I'll Soul Blast this one, because I want to maintain this guy hitting 20k column. But let's see what I Soul Charged. Whoop. Cat. I'm a kitty cat. All of these stand. I Soul Blasted 3 Dinalboas and 2 Arcanars. So this gets plus 9k. This Arcanar here gets plus 9k. This gets plus 6k. This gets plus 6k. These guys remain the same. But this is still, let's see here, 15k to this column. So that's 31k plus any triggers, maybe a critical or 2. And then this is a very humble, but still work doing 24k. Yeah. Wait, except this is 36k and this is 29k because of the break ride that we did earlier. Oh. So that's actually pretty good. Nearly forgot there. So you got card advantage, you got field advantage, you're swinging in for some very high numbers. Admittedly, I stacked the soul a little bit, but it still can do work for you. As for the strides, as it stands now, there's only Doombrace Angel, but there is a card out there that lets you draw 3, put 2 cards into the Soul, draw 1 card. Doombrace Angel, by the way, Soul Blast 3, choose 2 of your rear guards, they get plus 5k. And then if you have 2 or less cards in Soul, Soul Charge 3. You know, that's like on hit Soul Blast 3 or Soul Charge 3, I forget which, or Soul Blast 3, excuse me. Top 3, choose 1, put in hand, put 2 into Soul. It's pretty good. Overall, this is a rearguard centric deck. Very cheap, a lot of potential for combos, and certainly a lot of fun and variance to your normal card fighting routines, as well as with a good newbie starter deck. Alright, well, this has been Wheeler the Mercenary King, signing off.